Donald Trump has changed the game by skipping the prostitute media and taking right to Twitter with his thoughts. And this is putting the mainstream news and journalists in a tizzy. And joining me now is Rob Dew to talk about this. Rob, Trump is explaining why he's tweeting so much, and it's pretty obvious to all of us because he knows that he can't count on the media to accurately depict what it is he's doing and saying.
And it's funny, the media making such a big issue out of this. We saw this right when he became president, or when he was elected president. They were just so mad that he leaves the press. Like, he is treating them like second-class citizens because they've done nothing but when they've had the ball, they haven't carried it. They haven't produced. They haven't given us the real story. They've done nothing but lie and cause subterfuge. So I see why he's acting this way. He's sick and tired of the firewall. And even somebody I don't like, and usually never agree with, Dick Cheney, feels the same way. He's like, look, they made you guys obsolete. In fact, I think we have a clip of that. Let's go to that clip now.
I think one of the reasons people get so concerned about the tweets is it's sort of a way around the press. He doesn't have to rely upon he's a modern era, modern technology. He's at the point where we don't need you guys anymore.
See, I think I'm going to finish his thought. I think what he went to say was he doesn't have to rely on the mainstream news to force his agendas. He doesn't have to rely on the mainstream news to get his talking points across like a Hillary Clinton.
Right. And here's the thing. With the media, they've always done that. They get the message. They get to craft it in whichever way they want to. And instead, Donald Trump just puts it out, and the media is running around going, how do we counter this? How do we counter this? So now they have things like petition to ban Trump from Twitter has gathered over 22,000 signatures. And then they go talk about this women's epic Trump Twitter rant going viral where he talks about the flag burning and the Saturday Night Live things. And this lady has gone on. Her name is Danielle Moscato. She is now trolling Trump, which all it does is add credence to the fact that this is why he goes out and tweets, because he can get his message directly out, and people are allowed to directly talk to him through this medium. Funny enough, Dick Cheney doesn't Twitter. He goes, I don't even know how to tweet. And I'm sure it's just funny. He is such an old fossil getting up there, but he understands media and message and how it is filtered through, especially with the liberal media, and that we've shown that they never gave Trump the time of day from the beginning. You know, they called him a joke from the beginning. And then when he started gaining steam, they still tried to steamroll him and try to push him to the side and pretend like he wasn't a viable candidate, and it backfired.
Well, and wasn't there talk about banning Trump from certain countries? Now there's talk about banning Trump from Twitter.
Right.
How funny would that be if you had to ban the president of the United States from a social media account? And it's funny, here's the exact tweet. If the press would cover me accurately and honorably, I would have far less reason to tweet. Sadly, I don't know if that will ever happen. And this is what Trump has done. He's gone past the prostitute buffer and gone right to the people. And then, of course, what do the prostitutes do? They cry about it, Rob, and that's what we've seen.
They do. And I see this as being just the golden age of a mass media president. He can really, in the morning, he can tweet about some things that he wants to talk about that day and won't be forced into a corner of talking about certain things in a press conference. He can release videos through social media. They really can't stop him. He doesn't need them anymore. There's no need for a press corps at this point, because he's just going to, we won't be asking questions. He'll be telling us what he wants to talk about or what's on his mind. And then people are welcome to talk about what they want to talk about in their own mass media bubbles. But he's gone beyond that, you know, just addressing the media or just addressing everybody, what he's going to do in his first 100 days. Like, we've never seen presidents come out and do that on their own. Like, what was Obama's transition like? I have to go back so far. Like, his transition wasn't running nearly as smoothly, and they're trying to say Trump's transition is a train wreck, the media. And he's going around like, look, I'm getting people as I want to. I think listen to people, and now he's not looking at Romney or Giuliani, which I think is a good thing. And let's get somebody that we've never heard of. I like the guy he's got for defense secretary, SecDef now. That's kind of former Marine. Let's bring these people in who have been into the trenches, have seen the danger from, you know, on a boots on the ground standpoint, not from this armchair quarterback standpoint.
And they can't control Trump's Twitter. They can't control that media source. And that, I think, is the biggest thing that freaks them out.
That's why they want to ban him.
So instead of having, you know, the consumer go right to Donald Trump on Twitter, they would prefer you go to CNN. They would prefer you go to ABC News or something like that, where they can kind of control and paint the narrative and, of course, paint him, character assassinate him. That's what they try to do. And that's why he has to go on Twitter.
That is. And let me tell you this. Who's the head guy at Twitter? Jack Dorsey? That's his name?
Jack Dorsey,
yeah,
for Twitter.
Jack, let me tell you something. If you ban Trump off Twitter, that will be the death knell of Twitter. You will not have a viable product after that, because there are going to be so many millions of people that drop their accounts immediately in protest. It'll happen. The second you do it, people will start dropping their accounts. I'll drop my account. I've got a lot of followers too, and I enjoy interacting with them and talking with them. But I'll go to other platforms,
and it's
because
funny.
I'm not going to see him censor the president. Come on.
It's funny, even if they did that with Obama, of course, that would never happen. But still, you would want to go find wherever it is that Obama is going to on social media. And it's funny that you bring that point up because I've always said this. The mainstream media, for some reason, doesn't understand how all they're doing by trying to character assassinate Trump or censor the things that Trump is saying, or let's say they ban him on Twitter, they're just opening the gates for Donald Trump to dominate them. What do you think Trump is going to do if Twitter decides to ban Trump? You know what? You're going to have a new app. You know what it's called? It's called Trumpet. Yeah. And now that's going to be the #1 social media app. Oh, the mainstream media is not going to cover Donald Trump in a fair light. Guess what? You're going to have the Trump News Network. And guess where people are going to go for news? They're going to go there. So this is just, I think, something that even though they want to censor Trump, they don't want Trump to be unfiltered. At the same time, I think they kind of have to let it happen because they cannot face the backlash if they try to censor him.
They don't understand the power. It's like that Guardians of the Galaxy movie. They're all going after that one little jewel thing or whatever. It's like they don't understand what they're holding in their hands. And hey, talk about what Trump says. Fine, attack him. He doesn't really care about the attacks. But you got to let the man talk. You know, he's the president. You got to try to censor the president? And then only go through your selective media channels where you can filter it and selectively edit him and say what you want and go, oh, we fact-checked what Trump had to say, and we're not even going to show you what he said because we fact-checked him and he's wrong, so we're not even going to let you see it. And they're just having a fit right now trying to figure out how to deal with Trump and his mighty Twitter sword because they've really never seen anything like it. President Obama I don't think, really understood how to use Twitter effectively because
I'm not even sure if he ever tweets for himself.
I
guess when he does, he supposedly puts his initials on there.
Okay.
DO, because he stinks.
I never even subscribed to his Twitter channel because I knew the press was going to do his job of delivering the message. They were going to deliver the message they wanted to see.
Like he relies on them to.
Exactly. That's the same thing with Hillary. She relied on them to put the message out in such a way that, you know, it was like if you tried to attack Hillary Clinton, you were this or you were that or you hate women. It's always in this, not looking at what she's saying, but if you attack what she says or just her saying it is that's how they try to frame it. So it's really comical watching it happen. He's not even president yet, and they are so at unease with what's going on. So it's just, I'm loving it at this point.
Well, and I think we're going to have this for 8 years is what I think. They're not going to ban him, obviously, so you're just going to have the crybabies complaining about Donald Trump on Twitter for 8 years. Before I let you go, Rob, now this was a story that broke today. STL man accused of threatening to bomb workplace. A Missouri man has been jailed for $500,000 cash bond after saying to his coworkers he was affiliated with ISIS and he could have the car auto dealer job site that he was at blown up with one phone call. So a very strange thing. He said he had a tattoo associated with ISIS as well that he showed these people, and he was arrested. Obviously, we'll find out whatever comes of this investigation. But this is on the heels the same day, Rob, where this story came from the Express. ISIS declares war on Trump's Inauguration Day, calling it Bloody Friday. Now, the first thing I thought about this was, is this a potential clue that there are terror cells here in the United States?
Well, I don't believe there's any doubt that there are terror cells here in the United States, but I've never seen ISIS go, hey, we're going to bomb you next week and then do it. That report came out about the election where they said, hey, we're going to cause disruptions at polling places. Didn't happen because ISIS doesn't really make threats. They just do things. You know, they threaten people. They say, hey, we're going to kill you if you come to our land. But they're cutting people's heads off. They're blowing up things. They don't telegraph when they're going to do it. So I think it's another bogus story using to basically probably keep people away from the inauguration, pro-Trump people, so all the anti-Trump people can come in and try to railroad it.
Mustafa Baramik charged on Sunday with making a terrorist threat in St. Louis. For more, go to Infowars.com.
In case you haven't heard, InfoWars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. InfoWars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the InfoWars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. InfoWars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the InfoWars store that are only available for InfoWars Prime subscribers. That's InfoWars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.
Donald Trump has changed the game by skipping the prostitute media and taking right to Twitter with his thoughts. And this is putting the mainstream news and journalists in a tizzy. And joining me now is Rob Dew to talk about this. Rob, Trump is explaining why he's tweeting so much, and it's pretty obvious to all of us because he knows that he can't count on the media to accurately depict what it is he's doing and saying.
And it's funny, the media making such a big issue out of this. We saw this right when he became president, or when he was elected president. They were just so mad that he leaves the press. Like, he is treating them like second-class citizens because they've done nothing but when they've had the ball, they haven't carried it. They haven't produced. They haven't given us the real story. They've done nothing but lie and cause subterfuge. So I see why he's acting this way. He's sick and tired of the firewall. And even somebody I don't like, and usually never agree with, Dick Cheney, feels the same way. He's like, look, they made you guys obsolete. In fact, I think we have a clip of that. Let's go to that clip now.
I think one of the reasons people get so concerned about the tweets is it's sort of a way around the press. He doesn't have to rely upon it's a modern era, modern technology. He's at the point where we don't need you guys anymore.
See, I think I'm going to finish his thought. I think what he went to say was he doesn't have